What up, all my vending bro and bro ads? It's your boy Bangarang at it again. The side hustle, man. You know, it's tough because you question everything. You question if you should be doing it, if you should continue, if you should give up and try something else. Whenever everything goes good, you're like, oh, keep going. And then when anything goes bad, you're just like, what am I doing? Like, how is this going to work? This is going to work. And then it's like you either fold your hand, or you raise or go all in, or, you know what I mean? See the next card. Oh my God, you know what I mean? And it's like so different from on paper, visually, like looking, thinking about it at home versus being out here in the field working on it. Oh my God. Questioning my existence over here, bros and broettes. Don't want to forget you broettes. You know, love you broettes. So I have too many candy machines like building up on the side of my house, you know, and that's pissing off like my landlord. So it's like, you know, I have to make a move, and it's like I can't really just like clean them up and organize them. There's only so much space to work with. So it's like I got to get rid of them. You know, but it kind of motivates me to not sit on my ass and procrastinate, and it gets me to go fill them up at places. So it's like, you guys see the fun part. You guys see me, you know, showing the candy machines and showing the collection of the quarters. Dude, you're not seeing me go to my car and grab 3 or 4 different tools and tinker with these machines and then test them out to make sure on average how many candy they're, you know, dispensing, to see if like I'm even gonna make a profit, because I don't want to overgive too much, because then it's like, what the hell is the point? I don't want to give too little because I don't want them to feel skipped or gypped. It's got to be that perfect amount, you know what I mean? And then you got to sit there and test it, and then guess what? You realize it's a hot location and you're afraid to put peanut M&Ms in, and then you're putting regular M&Ms in, and those are cracking and melting and creating chocolate within the canister that is non-removable because you got a certain type of machine, and you can't take out the canister one by one. You can't even take out a canister. You got to gut it out or dispense it out. Man. And it's like, you don't realize that in the hardships, but like, man, I wish I would have spent an extra $10 or $20 and just got ones that have canisters that go in and out on their own, and then I can dump out the candy, fill it back up. Oh my God, it'd be so much easier. And the funny thing is, I've bought so many of these other machines, I only have 2 of the good ones. Oh my God. And then the hardships. Dude, you have to realize, like, sometimes you have to get your ass kicked and make so many mistakes before you realize that you can't make those mistakes anymore, because they're too much of a pain in the ass, they're too costly, and at the end of it, you're going to question your existence, and you're going to want to fold up shop because you're making too many mistakes, and then there's no reward, payoff, or feel good. It's a bunch of feel bad and the opposite, right? So it's like, dude, at that barbershop, I threw away almost 2 canister fulls of M&Ms. So that was regular price M&Ms. We're talking, I don't know, 30. You want to get technical? Like $32. I don't know if it was a full canister, if it was a half canister. We're talking, I don't know, 16 half over, 8, 16 plus 8. We're talking like 24, 25 bucks worth of M&Ms gone. Okay? The jelly beans, although they were, you know, sticking together, broken apart, I was able to save the jelly beans, so I didn't lose money on that. But still, you know, I'm throwing away $25 worth of inventory. That's amateur hour right there. I shouldn't be throwing away any inventory. You know what I mean? So much worse if you're late on filling up than if you fill it up too much and now an issue happens or the candy just goes. And I'm trying to figure out, because like, dude, I bought all these peanut M&Ms on sale. When I'm storing them at my house, they seem okay. In my car, I don't know if it's me driving around, they're in the trunk, like I was saying, and now they're just cracking, snap, crackle, and popping. But, dude, I don't even know if I can use some of these M&Ms, these peanut M&Ms. And the thing is, I bought so many of them, and you know, that's part of my whole strategy was to buy, you know, holiday peanut M&Ms, so that I can get a good price, so I can dispense them and make a profit, because the margins are so thin. I just thought that was such a great leveraging tactic. And the thing is, I can't even be certain if it's because they're a month old or 2 month old. This candy's supposed to last 6 months. No, sorry, excuse me, more like a year, like 12 months. So that's only, if I bought these aftermarket a month or two, that's only a month or two behind traditional M&Ms. It shouldn't be an issue. The question is, should I store it at my house differently? Should I buy a fridge and put all my candy like in a fridge until I'm ready to use it, and so that it's just like tip top? Should I stop keeping candy in my trunk, which is really hard because I like to keep at least like one of everything in my trunk so that wherever I go, I can fill something up, you know, or work on something. And that's why I keep the tools on me. I keep I'm looking at it right now, right? I keep all the tools in the bag. You got to stay organized, right? When I first got to this location, which I'm about to talk about, setting up this new location, I couldn't find the keys. And I'm very organized. I have a jar right here that I get for my candy, and I have all my keys in one. I got quarters in the other. I got stickers, and then I got the tools, and then I have my inventory, and I got my quarter counter. And the thing was, I'm digging through, I can't find the keys. I'm thinking, how funny. The first time I was here, the key wouldn't work. I had to go through a whole process. I was at Home Depot, right, buying every tool in the book, trying to get this like lock on and then put a new one on. And here I am spending hours and all this money on all these tools trying to just fix this lock. It was a brand new machine. And here I am stressing out. You know, I even called the company and they're like, oh yeah, you know, at best we would send you new locks. Oh, thanks for the new locks, which I can get down the street. That's not that problem. The problem is I can't get this lock off, and I can't get it on, right? Won't come off, won't go on. Anyways, I got past it. But the point is, all of a sudden, so first time I was here, keys wouldn't work. Second time here, now, I try the keys. I can't find the keys. So I'm thinking, how funny. First time, no keys won't work. Second time, can't find the keys. And then find the keys. They work. Thank God. And then now I'm looking for bolts and screws. No, I'm looking for screws to screw the top half to the bottom half. And I'm thinking, oh my God, if I don't have screws, this is just beyond ridiculous, right? Like you still suck. Fortunately, in my bag of tools, I had a handful of screws that were, you know, made to put in this machine. Thank God, being prepared, everything's organized. So I found the keys, I found the screws, right? I put the machine together. Then I've been here testing out the candy, you know, tinkering with it, making sure the sizing is right, you know, on average, how many. So the M&Ms are melting, and I'm thinking, oh my God, can I even, you know, it's a hot location. Can I use the M&Ms? What else am I going to use? The jelly beans are going to stick together. The peanut M&Ms, they're already cracking on me, you know? The Skittles seem safe. And then it was either Gumballs or Starburst. And, you know, I don't have a label, an official label for the Gumballs that I have, which are these ice cream sundae gumball, specialty gumballs. I could use generic gumballs, but I just feel kind of like a tool unless it's like a double gumball machine, or someone wants like 40% like that last place. So I try to be cool and use something more fun like the Starburst. So anyways, you guys aren't seeing the grind behind it. And then, you know, I'm so excited to set up like 2 locations today, 2 pizza places. The last place I went to on the last video, dude, that dude pulls me aside at the end after I set it up, and he's like, hey, check back at the end of September. That's a month from now, because we might be changing ownership. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this guy's going out of business. Someone's going to buy him out. Who knows? Hopefully it's another pizza parlor and they let me keep my shop. But on the video, it looked like everything that goes into that shop just dies. All the arcade games just look dead, right? The machines look like no one's used them. The guy that I was talking to looked like he was on his way out. And I'm thinking, oh my God, everything that comes here is going to die. I don't see that location popping off. God knows who. I don't want to be pessimistic, but I just don't think it's going to be that great of a location. And speaking of not that great of locations, here's the second one for the day. Another pizza place. And I'm telling you, this guy is super cool. He's having trouble because the freeway right over here closed down, or this major street. And so he lost all this traffic coming in here. And he says his numbers have gone down by like half. And there was like a handful of people that came in, and I've been here for a good portion of the last couple hours, which should have been like his major, you know, time of selling. So he even mentioned something about he doesn't even know how long he's going to be here. If that he's going to wait for that road to open, and if he doesn't get the success he's looking for, he's going to another location. Maybe I can come with, maybe I can't. Nonetheless, who knows how long this location is going to last or how well it's going to do. On that note, let's go check it out. Let's go check it out. Let's go check it out. Oh, beautiful. And oh, hey, look at that. Right next to the liquor store, right? Right next to a liquor store. On the other end of the spectrum, good that it's next to a tattoo shop, because maybe, you know, they might use it, but why when you got a liquor store and you can get a real snack? And then as you can see, there's nothing else in this shopping center. It's not even like a full shopping center. And that's part of the problem, you know? You got some apartments right here. You got some houses right here. You do have like a major traffic street right here, but it's just not a full size, you know, shopping center. So it's just not gonna get the attention, the action that neither of us, you know, are needing right now. You know? So anyways, the guy's super cool. I'm really appreciative that he's letting me, you know, stick a machine in here. To be honest with you, I kind of wish that on both these locations I could have put in my used charcoal looking semi-worn out machine so that I can keep this. Dude, in that last location, I put in a brand new candy red with a chrome trim. I was like, I don't want to put this next to the front. I'm like, can we put it in the back? He's like, no, it's fine. No one's going to take it. I'm like, God, I hope no one takes it. I upgraded trims on this one. You know what I'm saying? That belongs in a museum, you know? Not this busted up place where everything goes to die. And here I have my candy blue. You know, I like to give good work. Let's go take a look-see. Nice, cool little pizza parlor. On your way to like HB, one of my favorite places in the world, and that which is cool. And although I don't have any locations near this one, it's still on the way and in between everywhere I go. So technically, it won't be out of the way to come check on it. And when I was talking about learning lessons, look how low this is. Look how low this is. Look how, dude, future Corey will be proud of this Corey. Past Corey learned the lesson, and the better version of me is here today. Because, you know, the Starbursts you really don't have to worry about, which is nice because they're packaged, so they do last a while. I haven't had really any issues with the Skittles as long as they stay out of the sun. You know, sun damage is just lethal. my M&M sticker on the outside versus inside versus outside, what do you think looks better? What looks more professional? Can you even tell the difference? That's inside, these two are outside. The sticker wasn't working, I only had a backup, which was inside. I kind of think it looks better on the inside, but remember, when you go to replace it, this thing could be a hassle to take off, and if that's the case, you can, if it was on the outside, put one right over it. Anyways, we have M&Ms, we got the Starburst, and we got Skittles. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the new location. We're gonna try it out. I'm gonna check back in a month and be more, actually, hey, followed through, put the stickers on, so it looks pretty good. The nice thing is, like, right when you walk in, it's front row center, right next to the counter. See, that's kind of where I wanted to put my machine in the last pizza place, up against the counter instead of next to the front door. The other place, you don't see it like when you walk in until you turn around. Now you see it. It's kind of facing the shop, not the outside. This, it's the other way around, it's facing us, which is nice. So it's like, you have to see this machine to walk in this shop, right? Which is nice. I like that. It's like, hey, we're open and we have a candy machine. I'm so proud of myself for putting in lower levels, right? So if anything happens, I lose a half a container or a third of a container instead of a full container, instead of 2 full containers. Oh my God. So I'll tell you this, I'm gonna go check on my other locations, which, oh my God, some of them 3, 4, 5 months. I'm scared. I'm scared to see what's not working and what needs work. But I'll tell you this, I'm gonna go check up on them. Hopefully they're great, and depending on how much candy is in, I might redact some candy out of there, okay, and balance out all the levels, okay? No more filling them up halfway, no more filling them up. All right, gotta be super smart about this. I even had a conversation with like a random who was like doing this. It's cool, you pick up all these like pro little tips from people's experiences. I picked up a used candy machine, and the guy's like, oh yeah, the guy, I had him come, take a look at all my candy machines when I got them, and he like taught me some pro tricks, how to like lube them up with a quarter and a glove, and you stick it in, you stick it around and lubes it up. And then he's talking about using like an air spray, and then also like a WD-40, and getting some of these older machines to just start tinkering correctly, and I was like, oh man, that's great advice. And then, someone else is like, oh dude, like you cannot, you got to keep them all low levels. Oh, I tried that out, you got to make sure you keep them at low levels, and then, blah, 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 blah. And so it's like you're picking up like all this advice, and dude, like so much of it, it's like you have to go through it. You got to go through it, like, to really experience it, to really like learn the lessons, like I just feel like I'm the type of person that has to like learn the hard way. And so it's like I got to punish myself and find out, harsh reality. But you know what? It's like, it's just one of those things that you roll with the punches. And dude, listen to a motivational video on YouTube and listen to someone's, I'm probably going to put one on after this. Sometimes you need inspiration, and they always talk about like falling forward, and about getting up and keep going and fall forward, right, on your mistakes. And I feel it, dude, because it's like, I'll make a mistake on one of these machines and I'll be like, okay, yeah, it's dispensing 20 pieces and I'm not making any money. Okay, great. It's 25 is an ounce. I'm supposed to be doing half ounces, and if it's dispensing 20 to 25 pieces, I'm making a couple cents. And obviously I'm not making a couple cents if I'm, spending the gas and the time and the energy. There's really no point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what do? Well, it's like at first, it's almost like I'm afraid to tinker with the machine. I'm afraid to stand there like a complete novice and not know what I'm getting myself into. It's like having cold feet, you know, you're like a scared little rabbit, and especially in front of an audience or at a shop, and you're thinking, I don't know what to do. I don't want to start messing around with something. I'll just leave it the way it is and hope for the best. Then you start getting better, right? And then you start realizing, oh, I'm making this big blunder where I'm like, oh my God, I'm giving out way too much candy. And then you figure out, hey, I can take this apart, and with the right tools and, you know, with a little bit of patience, like, it's not so bad. And now I can tinker around with it. I can put it back together, and I'm getting good at it and faster at it. And I can do it in front of an audience, right? In front of a barbershop or a bunch of workers or you know, customers sitting there. And I have all the right tools and stuff. I have something to, you know, in substitution for like gloves to you know, a plastic bag to reach in there and get everything out, and then I got tissues to wipe everything down, a rag to clean things down. And so you start feeling more comfortable and able to work things out, right? And so it builds up this confidence to help you succeed. But you know, it comes with hard work, and it comes with dedication and that want to succeed and to do a good job. And yeah, you know, I it's like I should be excited. I set up 2 locations today. You know, I cleaned out that last location, and so I should be proud of myself for staying on top of this. You know what I mean? And it's not like I need like a reward of like, oh, where's the money, you know? Dude, I'm falling short on a ton of stuff. I need to be doing better than this. Here I am setting up new locations, and I'm not even maintaining or keeping a good, you know, record of all my machines now. When I talk about record, I'm talking about I've lost track of keeping all my finances and purchases accountable. I was trying to stay very diligent about, you know, plugging in anytime I purchased something for this business, and then I just fell off the wagon, and now here I am not keeping track of anything for the last few months. God knows if I can go back, retract it, and replug it in and catch up. It's the same thing with serving, you know? I wasn't keeping track of my tips or my hourly or how much money I was making, and then all of a sudden, you know, my friend's like, hey dude, look at my numbers, look at my app. I keep track every day. At the end of the night, I plug this in, and now I have tracks of everything. And so I make it a point to, before I turn in my checkout, I log it right into the app, right onto my phone. I don't turn in the paperwork until I plug it in and put it on my app. And the cool thing is, now I can go back and I can actually scroll in and see that I made $10,000 in a month. I made $10,000 in another month. $8,000 in another month. I went to Vegas for 3 weeks. I made $4,800 that month. And the cool thing is, I can keep track of how much I'm making every night of the week. You know, oh, I'm making 65 an average, 75 an 85 an average, 55 an average. You know, and it feels good. And so it's like I need to be doing better. You know, here I am all gung-ho on setting up all these locations, and I'm not doing good on all the locations that I already have set up. And I have to reiterate this, because, dude, check it out. That's embarrassing. Okay, that is poor work. I strive myself on giving good quality machines and good quality service. I failed, completely failed. I didn't show up to that location for 6 months. I peeked my head in maybe 3 months ago, and the guy said, it's good. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good. Okay, cool. Because I don't want to sit there and count corners Indian style in the center of all these men cutting hair and styling beards for another group of men, and now I'm going to sit Indian style counting out my quarters by hand. How embarrassing. I didn't have the balls to go in there and do that because it was intimidating, and I felt like such an amateur, you know? I regret pulling out that double gumball peanut butter M&M machine because I felt like that was working really well and it had success. Then I put it, and then I was like, oh, this location's so good, I want to give them an even better, I want to give him a brand new machine, and I want to go triple candy on this bad boy, right? And for 6 months, who knows how long 2 of the things haven't been working. Oh, it'll take your quarter, but it won't give you anything. How would you feel? How would you feel if you're the customer putting your quarter in and not getting shit? How would you feel if you're the owner watching your customer put the quarter in and not getting shit, right? I don't know. I would be embarrassed. I would feel like I owe this guy a quarter, and an apology. And then it's like, well, how many quarters am I going to reimburse, and how many apologies am I going to give out? And then am I just going to start by telling these people before they use it, hey, don't use that machine, right? Don't use that machine. Oh, and then you got to think these guys are probably sitting there talking shit, rightfully so, about this guy that doesn't show up to check on his candy machine, which is bunk, by the way. If I see that guy again, I would tell him to get his fucking candy machine and get the fuck out of here. And thanks for sucking. Thanks for giving us a hassle and a half. Morbid. Just unbelievable. Such bad business. And I have other locations that I haven't checked on in 4, 5, 6 months that I can't just seem to get to. I need to get to I don't care how far, I need to go to those locations. I need to do the work. I got to cough up the time. I need to cough up the gas money. It's so ridiculous, man. It's so frustrating. And here I am setting up more candy machines. I can't even handle the ones that I have, So it's like, dude, this is a trip, man. I gotta go. This video is getting way too long. I don't even know if it'll fit on YouTube. Jesus Christ. And then the whole candy massacre of candy melting and not working. Like, what am I gonna do? So, hey, the glamour, the massacre, all right? The morbid massacre. Anyways. Hey, set up 2 locations today. Look at me. I'm such a winner. Anyways, talk soon. See you on the next one.